the same thing. We are here, we're a proven operator, we've invested a very significant amount of money in a derelict property. We are citizens, we are residents. Senex is not going to be a restaurant.
I think that's speculative too, right?
I'm not sure as
I'm
not
in the
sure as a
business.
resident, you are more entitled to a liquor license than anybody else.
Trustee Mob or point of trustee Mob.
What is your hour, what's going to be your hours?
They'll still be the same, so we're on winter hours right now. We're actually, we don't see that changing. We close at 8 during the week and 10 on weekends, and we'll only be open until 11 in the summer months. Yep. And 11's even proven to be at some points a little too late for Shorewood, in all honesty. We'd love it if we could still sell food between 10 and 11, but the reality is we can't. And the sell cycle in Shorewood is very compressed. So our ability to succeed, we are making the investment, offering the investment of $10,000 to get the liquor license. We believe is dependent on us being able to succeed.
Does Timo have a liquor license?
Which one?
The one here in Shorewood.
This one.
Okay, so at this time,
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to understand. You're one of the first, or the only, I think, like, would hold a liquor license for outside seating. The other, they have seating on the sidewalk under special privilege. This would be an outside seating. I guess the atrium has the upper deck area that's outside. I'm just thinking of outside noise at night. We have apartment buildings.
and the American Legion has.
Yeah, we, a year in, I don't think that we've created any issue that A, we've proven that we haven't addressed, or B, that is going to change from the addition of some of these handful of signature items that we think will improve the performance of the restaurant. So.
As I'm listening, it's a unique business, and it'll be even more unique. I think it's here and I kind of envision like the Bel Air on Downer. It's not a large space, but it's a destination where people come. It's an interesting, unique, it's like a graphical vessel. I mean, it's small, but it draws people to our community and stuff. So, it's an interesting twist. And as we talk about our last license, I'm looking down, there's 22 licenses in total just because they're the last. You know, what are other people, why do other people hold their license? What are they adding value to? So I mean, it does kind of get, I mean, other ones may decide they want to keep their license. Also, we'll have an opportunity if the business is sold, they come back to us.
Right.
And it, you know, if it's a bar operation, they got to get, it's a whole other approval process if the business is sold. So, I mean, we have an opportunity there to reevaluate this.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, I'd like to invite the members of the audience to come up to the microphone. Oh, thank you, you may. To come up to the microphone and state your name and address.
So my name is David Price. I operate the Lions Pub at 4515 North Oakland. Just to speak to Mr. Schreiber, over here, I understand why a lot of people are saying here, and I'm actually here for the Paddy's Day thing, but when we talk about, from an economic standpoint, handing them a licence, how we're putting something on hold there, I think what there was, we're being a little short-sighted there. Sometimes it is better to have a bird in hand than two in the bush. I bet to have a bird in hand than the two in the bush. We know what we've got with Rutgers there, and I agree with Senex, it could be an amazing place, but the one thing that we've got here in Shorewood, which is a problem that I'm already seeing with licenses being handed out, there is so many people in this pool, and until this board acts on the parking situation, we're not bringing more, we can't hold any more people in Shorewood. If we want to open up Senex and make a full restaurant there, fine, but we have to find parking somewhere. And right now I'm telling you, somebody who's experienced it, we haven't got the parking. So if someone was to come in next week and say, let's make Senex a full restaurant, it sounds like a great idea. It sounds like all you've got to do is robbing from Peter to pay Paul. There are customers that are going to come from these people who are already vested in this village, who have been here for a long, long time, long before it became what it is now, and put themselves on the line. I'm pretty sure you all understand. I'm talking about myself a little bit. And all we're ultimately doing is going, just because we have another licence, we want it to be a full restaurant. Well, I think Rutgers does offer something a little different from us that isn't a direct competition to us that can actually enhance the community. So I'm with that, but I also think there's a lesson to learn from the flip side of, I know when this got presented it was a family-friendly thing. Well, I believe that had that been pitched as a bar with a full liquor licence, the grants and the funding that was handed over there wouldn't have been handed. You know, so there's that trade-off that I think there's also a lesson in this, but bottom line is, I do believe, I think it will be a good thing for the area, and I'm all for finding that place and finding a full licence, but I think as somebody who's operating the businesses around here, we need to handle the parking long before we think about opening up all the Sendix to put all these people into this new restaurant, because all you're going to do is, there's only so many spaces, and they're coming from every other restaurant to go to that new one. They're not coming from out of town yet because there's nowhere for us to park. That's all I'd say on that. But I do think in the future we should consider again the grants and how we're tying into this kind of stuff and spending the village's money.
Thank you for your comments, and also I would like to thank you for your investment in the community as well.
Thank you, Sam. It's just the rock, I appreciate it. Thank you.
My family loves coming to your restaurant.
Yes,
Thank
it
you very
is
much, guys.
family friendly.
Appreciate it.
It's all
Appreciate it.
family
Thank
friendly.
you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience? I had seen some hands earlier. If so, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address.
I just, Donna Collins, 4395 North Alpine. I'm curious what our bid director says. When somebody says that there's nobody that's interested in restaurants here, why do we have a bid director? What is your job? I mean, I'm just saying, how are you gonna get people to come to this community if you're saying that nobody's interested and you searched and searched? That's what I heard you saying,
Are
trustee.
you asking for confirmation?
Okay, thank you for your
Yeah.
comments. Is there anyone else who has any comments this evening? Okay, if not, we have a motion on the table and a second. You have a question?
There's actually no.
Oh, there is? Oh, sorry, that was the last one, I guess. Okay, trustee Rosen.
Sorry, I have a question following up on the citizens' comments. Thank you for them all. They were all appreciated. I do have a question. Erica, as our bid director, you know, the statement was made that we reached out to hundreds of people, maybe 100. I think so. No? Okay.
If you're,
A lot?
maybe you're not referring to me.
I was, so that might be incorrect. But a lot of businesses, and then that wasn't successful, and I never heard that.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't characterize.
Do you want to repeat it so I can get the question right?
You can ask whatever question you want.
Okay, so has the bid director in the past reached out during the Blues Egg, I guess that's the reference here, to hundreds, a lot of businesses, and not been successful at recruiting them? And do you feel like we can be successful at recruiting a sit-down restaurant? I just wondered if that was.
Okay, well, actually, I'd like to thank you.
She asked
How about since I'm on the agenda? let me
Sure,
just
yes,
say- since I'm actually also on the bid board, I don't have this trying an accent, and it's getting pricey, so. As a resident of Shorewood, as a business owner, and as a business operator, there's nothing more than I would like to see than the success of Shorewood. I've been an active participant in some of the businesses that have shown up here, in recruiting Blues Egg, in pitching lots of other opportunities. Shorewood has a challenge. Let's just be clear. I can tell you from the business that I operate as well as the business that I own, that there are not people lining up to come into Shorewood. Those of us that are here need to prove it first. That's why you're not seeing people sign up to come in to Shorewood. Because if you want to just do it on economic value, there's a few places in Shorewood that probably do very well. They might not be multi-unit places. They might be local establishments like my friends here, or a few other places that are enjoying a nice amount of success. The reality is Shorewood, everybody is watching. They're not jumping in. And I can say that because I pitch for people to come in to Shorewood all the time. I actively work in Chicago, I actively work in Milwaukee, and I know all the restaurateurs, I know all the operators, and I live here, and I want this to be successful. So the idea that there's going to be a lot of people lining up, this is not a personal like me trying to create self-preservation for the Rockies. It is not going to happen until those of us that are here prove that there's success to be had.
Thank you, and I'm also a bid member, so thank you for your opinion, and now can I hear from the bid director?
And I'm sorry, I just want to clarify, what is the question that you're asking and how does it pertain to the agenda item?
Well, he just got to comment on it, and I'm just asking the bid director to do the same thing.
And-
I just am asking, have we, as a bid, gone out and tried to recruit a lot of businesses, restaurants, and been unsuccessful? And do you feel like we can do that as our bid director?
That's a very complicated question with a long answer. I started in August, and I can certainly give you what I've been seeing, and as the planner, what I've been hearing. And I don't feel comfortable talking about this under this agenda because it is a bit complicated. As Jim Plaisted always said, every vacancy has its own story, and usually it's not the market driving it for many of the vacancies. A lot of the demand, people want to come here, but the spaces aren't meeting what they need. Either it's your price per square foot, right? Or it's what they're limited at, or the investment into the property that the space just doesn't work. So there's no easy answer. I can tell you there's a lot of interest. There's the inquiries have been increasing lately. It definitely has. I'm trying to match people up, but yeah, you know the stories surrounding the current vacancies.
And the reason I mentioned that, thank you very much, is because I also am on the bid and a trustee, and I do get feedback from businesses that want to come into our community, and there have been 4 proposals that I have talked to the business owners, and it has been the access to capital, the initial access to capital for the startups, for vegan restaurants, for Mexican restaurants, that actually is the barrier. So, you know, they've gone to another community because we don't have programs in place, and that's what the CDA is working on. It's the business component and access to capital. So I just don't want to take one resident to say, you know, we have no attraction for a sit-down
Okay,
restaurant.
that's a great point, because it seems like we're going into speculative field here, so let's rein it all back in and talk about the item at hand. So right now, we have had a robust discussion, which I very much appreciate, but I do want us, we have a lot on the agenda, and it's almost 9 o'clock, and we're capping this meeting tonight at 10.
I have just
10:15.
one quick
So,
direct question.
Thank you.
Erica, are you in,
Okay, go ahead.
thanks. Erica, you stated on Monday that you were talking some type of talks with a Mexican restaurant.
I don't
At the
remember sharing
Citizens
that
Academy.
information.
At the Citizens Academy, you made that statement. Is that
Yes.
true or is it not true?
It's an inquiry, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, let's make it.
I'd like to grant the licenses listed on the agenda. Yeah, on the agenda, and direct village clerk to issue the license for the February 20th, 2018 to June 30th, 2018, to grant a reserve Class B intoxicating liquor and malt beverage license for the Ruckus Incorporated doing business as the Ruckus, 4144 North Oakland Ave.
Second.
Further discussion by the trustees. All right, we have a motion on the table, and a second. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
So the motion carries 4-2 with, right?
You vote with, oh, yeah.
I voted yes. So, and it passes, thank you. All right, moving along to item 6C, community and business relations. Considering special event permit for Shorewood shenanigans. Hold on. On the 4500 block of Oakland Avenue. Trustee Rosick, this is your item.
Thank you. So we had a lengthy discussion on this new event. It has not been proposed by bid in the past. It is a new application. It is coordinated through the Business Improvement District. It is not technically a crawl, however, it will involve multiple businesses throughout the business district along Oakland. The section of the street that is being proposed to close is the Kensington Square area, which is from, I guess, from Mill, but it's the North Shore Laundry Street, which is like Oakland.
No, it's
No,
like
no,
even
no.
most North Star.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kensington, right?
Okay, and the northern boundary is,
North Star Bistro, American Bistro,
and the southern boundary is?
like the
Okay, so a small area, and the bid is also coordinating with the Milwaukee Broad House for shuttle service that would also go throughout the corridor with a few stops. Those stops, at the time, you should consider that there will be parklets out at this time. More than likely, the time frame allows for the parklets to be in the street, is that correct? I believe from our conversation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Subject to approval by the board clerk.
Okay, and outdoor seating permits would also take effect at that time. So a couple of things that were discussed, and then I will ask Rebecca if she, at some point for the final recommended motion, we can have discussion before that. But some of the things that were discussed that you should know are the police, although the applicant did not ask for security from our police department, our police and our village manager recommended, and the committee felt strongly, all members, to